Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are enjoying study from home. Today, I'm here with second session of the lesson verbs. In the last session, we learned what is a verb and we also understood the other aspects of a verb like main and auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliaries. In today's session, we will learn more aspects of a verb. So, let's get started. First of all, let's understand what is an object of a verb. Let's look at the following sentences. The teacher asked a question. What is the word a question? Asked what? When we frame this question, we get the answer a question. So, a question is an object of the verb asked. Payal packed the bag. Packed what? The bag. So, the bag is an object of the verb packed. I love my mother. Love whom? My mother. So, my mother is an object of the verb love. So, if we frame a question using the verb and the word what or whom, the word that answers the question is the object of the verb. Now, these answers of what and whom questions can be categorized as direct and indirect objects. In this sentence, Shyam told Radha a story. There are two objects. Radha is the answer of the question told whom, and a story is the answer of the question told what. So, Radha and a story are the objects of the verb told. Same way, in the sentence, they offered the beggar some money. There are again two objects. The beggar is the answer of the question offered whom, and some money is the answer of the question offered what. So, the beggar and some money are the objects of the verb offered. The answer to the what question is a direct object. It is the thing received by a person. And the answer to the whom question is an indirect object. It is a person who receives something. In the sentence, Shyam told Radha a story. Radha is the receiver of the action, so it is indirect object. And a story is received by the indirect object, so it is direct object. Same way, they offered the beggar some money. The beggar is the name of the person who receives the action, so it is indirect object. And some money is the name of the thing received by the indirect object, the beggar. So it is a direct object. Usually, indirect object is written first, like we can see here in these two examples. If we want to write the direct object first, it should be followed by a preposition to or for and the indirect object. For example, he sold me a bicycle. If we want to write the direct object a bicycle first, then it should be followed by to. He sold a bicycle to me. Same way, She played me the piano can also be written as she played the piano for me. Students, now let's understand what is a transitive verb. Transitive means passing over. So, a transitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which passes over from the subject to an object. In simpler words, a verb that requires an object to complete its meaning is called a transitive verb. Now, let's see some verbs that do not convey complete meaning by themselves. She filled. She filled what? There is something missing, and so this verb filled is incomplete. Johnny kicked. Again, there is something missing. We need to know what is kicked by Johnny. I will carry. Again, I will carry what? We need the answer of it. There is something missing here. So, the verb will carry does not convey us the complete meaning. I will buy. I will buy what? Again, we need the answer of what to complete the meaning of this verb. I love. But I love what or I love whom? We need to add something here so that the meaning of the verb love becomes complete. If we add objects to these words, the meaning becomes complete. Now, let's do it. She filled the glass. Now, when we have added the object the glass, the meaning of the verb filled is complete and the sentence has become meaningful. Johnny kicked the ball. After adding the object the ball, the meaning of the verb kicked is complete and the sentence has become meaningful. Same way, I will carry an umbrella. When we add the object an umbrella, the verb carry conveys the complete meaning and the sentence becomes meaningful. I will buy a car. In this sentence also, when we have added the object a car, the verb buy conveys the complete meaning. I love my family. Here also, when we have added the object my family, the verb love becomes meaningful. Now, let's understand what is an intransitive verb. It is a verb that denotes an action that is complete in itself and it does not pass over to an object. In simpler words, a verb that does not require an object to complete its meaning is called an intransitive verb. For example, the baby is crying. The verb is crying is complete in itself and does not require object. The eagle has landed. Has landed is also a complete verb and it does not require object. My brother is sleeping. In this sentence also, there is no need of an object because the verb is sleeping conveys a complete meaning by itself. The washing machine is not working. Here also, the verb conveys a complete meaning by itself and there is no need of an object. The stars are twinkling. The verb are twinkling is complete in itself and does not require any object to complete the meaning. Now, let's understand what is a T-transitive verb. It is a verb that can have two objects, that is, a direct object and an indirect object. Namely, bring, send, tell, give, offer, teach, write, buy, ask, etc. The nurse gave some pills to the sick lady. Here we have two objects. Some pills is a direct object and the sick lady is an indirect object. So the verb gave is a D-transitive verb. The boy is writing a letter to his mother. In this sentence, we have two objects, a letter and his mother. So the verb is writing is a D-transitive verb. The parents bought the children some toys. Here, the verb bought is a D-transitive verb because it has two objects, the children and some toys. The teacher asked a question to the students. The verb asked is a D-transitive verb because it has a direct object, a question, and an indirect object, the students. Some verbs can be used both as transitive and intransitive. Let's understand it through the following examples. The horse is walking. Here, the verb is walking is intransitive as it is complete in itself and doesn't require any object. He is walking the horse. In this sentence, is walking is a transitive verb because it requires the object, the horse, to complete the meaning. The boat floated. Here, the verb floated is intransitive because it is complete in itself. He floated the boat. Here, the verb floated is transitive as it requires the object, the boat, to complete its meaning. Students, today we learned what is an object of a verb, and we also learned about a transitive verb, an intransitive verb, and a D-transitive verb. I hope you enjoyed learning them and understood them thoroughly. Students, stay home, stay safe, and do take very good care of yourselves.